What is good, YouTube? Katana here. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the patch notes. So now, I know you guys are going to be like, Katana, what the heck are you doing it on? First of all, I don't get a PC, alright? Your boy does not have a PC. So, first of all, I can't test the PTS. So, this is just based off theory and literally reading the patch notes and watching people's videos is where I come up with things, right? And I never solidify anything until the very last patch note is out, which is why I typically make a video at the very last patch note being released, just one big video about all the patch notes, right? But today, the new patch notes, I little content with them, so I just wanted to talk about them. So I'm gonna give my go over some brief things on the first patch note and the last one that just came out. The one that's in between, there's nothing on there that even matters. All right, honestly, there's absolutely nothing. I don't even know why they just gave us something to read. I guess I don't know. I don't even want to click it. But anyways, this is the mag version of Titanborn. My opinion on it: is it going to be effective? Yes. Is it going to be effective for builds for like 1vxing? Most likely not. Titanborn right now for Stam, I wouldn't even use it for Xing purposes, because why you don't want to be 49% max health and lower to get the the most effectiveness out of the build. So it's like the same concept. I just think it's gonna be really great for like bombing and things like that. For actual normal builds, probably not so great. There will probably be sets that outperform it. I'm just gonna go quickly through the first notes because you guys probably seen like a billion videos on it. This very interesting set for certain builds, but more specifically Stamplars. It's like a Stam War Maiden almost, and I mean a Stam War Maiden in the sense that for just area effect abilities, not everything, but still better than in my opinion, better than nothing. So it could be decent. If I was on the PTS, those two would be the first sets I would have tested. All the other sets, it is what it is. The new CP, pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. Give or take a few things, as usual. Now these armor changes, I'm gonna try to quickly go over it. You guys might not like me for this, but I'm gonna purely state this out. I absolutely am okay with these changes because, for example, the penalties, the fact that light armor and heavy armor were the only ones that got penalties, I'm so fine with, right? So, light armor got this penalty right here. Increase the cost to block by 3%. Absolutely necessary because people would perma block on light. Now, those of you that were perma blocking on light, you need a little bit more skill. You got to move your fingers a little bit more. If you can't move your fingers a little bit more, I don't know, go back to role playing or questing or something. It just you weren't built like those. So this necessary, and I don't mind it. And I typically use light armor, and I main Magplar. So if I'm okay with these changes, y'all should be okay with these changes. And if Magsork or Magcrow or whatever other mains are like, bro, but look at the penalties, then you probably weren't. You probably should reevaluate your class or something. I don't know, reevaluate your build. I don't know why you're holding L2 that much. But and then you might be thinking like, oh, but people that are Stam are gonna hit you so much harder and things like that. It's like, I mean, they'll hit you harder, but it's just tee up. And then medium armor. And then medium armor. The fact that I got no penalties, I'm okay with it. Because the only thing I'm iffy about is this, just as a Magplar main. Reduce your damage taken from area effects by 2% for 2 seconds after you roll dodge. So typically, if someone roll dodges versus my Magplar, I think that'd be a little bit even tankier for 2 seconds after the roll dodge. So that's iffy to me, but I'll deal with it, honestly. But the heavy armor changes, I'm happy about them because people that typically main Stam and wore heavy armor, for whatever reason, thought it was okay to be freaking a cheetah while having so much movement speed. Boom, you're now just Usain Bolt. And then for whatever reason, you thought you could be the roly-poly master. Boom, you're stationary, my boy. So I'm okay. I'm okay with these penalties. Maybe, hopefully, they will try. It's kind of like trying to get people off the tanky meta, unless you're willing to give up certain things. So, hopefully, more people go into medium armor, right? Now, that those things are kind of whatever. I don't want to go over them too much. These are so long. Pause. Okay. Buff. This was kind of annoying. Been peeped it for a while. Was wondering when this was gonna happen. Basically, you can see the passive now. This is a buff because it's flame damage rather than magic damage, so it'll scale a little bit better with mag decay. This is interesting. I wish I could have tested it. Nightblade surprise attack got a buff. This debilitate, interesting. They basically fixed it. I don't know how that's gonna work out. Reduce 2%, kind of whatever. Fixed an issue or consider despite on hitting targets. Daedric Mines, kind of whatever. Daedric Curse, kind of whatever. So they really didn't do anything there. This big buff for ya boy. It typically means they're rewarding people that land their jabs often. So if you play Templar and you really couldn't land your jabs, this has nothing to do with you. It does a little bit. It means they're giving you a little bit more of an opportunity, but this is a big buff for someone like me where I typically land most of my jabs. These are kind of whatever. Now, the weapon changes, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna go too much into them, but I think they're interesting and I don't mind them. But the werewolf change, boom, get that little reduced health stam recovery cap, cut in half, get pooped on, increase the damage, that's fine. But right here, major resolve on both ranks rather than increasing your armor. So basically, you are now normal. You're a little bit more normal now. This was done to tone down some of the staggering defenses that werewolves could obtain with little to no effort. They know you're carried. Oh, they know. Mama, they know they're carried. Yeah, that was great choice of words by Zoss. Thank you. But anyways, now to the new patch notes. Now, some of the things that they changed that I'm very happy with, or not very happy with, just more content with, is the fact that fixed an issue where Battle Spirit still included its 5,000 max health. This has already been incorporated into the base character sheet, which is what I was wondering. Why is it 16k? If someone goes into Cyrodiil, because they're giving basically 16k max health, right? So I'm like, why would they give 16k max health? Because now when they go into Cyrodiil, they're going to have that extra 5k. But they changed it, so the 5k is completely out of Cyrodiil. Good. Absolutely fine with me. So basically, you know, the character sheet that you typically got in a duel and in Cyrodiil, that character sheet right there with all that max health, now you just have that at all times. Like, it's just there. So, like, this helps out PvE players, but this also just, makes it easier for you to understand your character sheet. You don't have to do the math. Oh, gotta add that 5,000 max health. You don't have to do that anymore. It's just right there. So I'm fine with that. I'm glad that this was listed improperly. Hopefully it was listed improperly, and hopefully it's actually 10% and that it's not 15. But can't test it, so I don't know. This was big. This is a whole big reason on why the tank meta is efficient right now. This is a big reason on why the tank meta is super efficient right now. Because the changes they did to potions helped people get that extra health recovery they absolutely did not need. Right? So prior to this patch, it was 20%. Then they changed it to 40%. Now in the PTS, they changed it to 30%, right? Prior, it was 10%. That they changed it to 20%. Now it's 15%. It was something like that, right? I can't remember the minor one too much, but I know for a fact that this one was 20. Now it's 40. Now they're changing it to 30. Now, I understand their thought process behind it. And a player like me, cool, you did it for people like me. Because with these adjustments, we still want to better reward players who spec for recovery than in the past, but with less of a delta between those who find sustain through other means. So basically, they did this originally for people like me where, for example, a lot of my mag player builds, I would get my mag recovery. You won't see it on my character sheet. Like, my mag recovery would say like 1.1k. but I was sustaining like I had 2K because I used sets that gave me mag recovery, reduced cost glyphs and things like that. So my character sheet mag recovery almost never meant anything. But now it's like I'm getting that and some, and I thought it was completely unnecessary. But this is a big reason on why the tank meta is a thing, because you just pop a pot, you got hella health recovery. Like that's absurd. I don't know why they did it. I know why they did it reading it now. I just don't think it should have ever been done. I wish I had the PTS to test whether or not it's still like, all right, y'all should just revert it to what it originally was or not. But at least they changed it. You know, I'm just glad they looked at it and changed it. Now this is a big thing. Like if you read here, they're basically, so you don't have to read it, I'm just gonna explain it. They're basically trying to say that they made it so that a lower CP doesn't feel like they have to be a super high CP to be more like to be effective. They're trying to make it so you're a little bit more effective at a lower to medium CP, right? So they reduced the falling stars to maximize to a maximum of 4 stages. So basically, it takes less CP to get the little passives and things like that. So you don't have to go to 5 stages. You know, now go to 4 for these ones listed here. This is a huge one, which is from 5 to 2 with these two, and then 3 to 4 with these two. Now, they say it's gonna affect lower to mid tier CPs more. High key, I think it's just gonna affect everybody because it gives everybody more to work with. But again, not on the PTS, so I'm not 100% sure on that. It's just my thought process behind that. This passive is now increased down damage from 120. So they're just trying to fix a little bit some of the CP, some of the CP where it's a little doing a little bit of X, Y, and Z. Right? They're just trying to fix CP here. But this, I just found this funny. I just want to share it with y'all. There's something called the Haggler, and basically people were finding gold exploits and things like that. So they changed it to something completely different. So it's just like, oh, you just increase your gold gained. Like, which probably could still be exploited, but not as bad as the Haggler one, I guess. So Haggler may return in the future as a potential new star, but its current form has too many exploitable cases that needed in-depth investigation before solutions could be found in time. So basically, they're like, we can't find a way to patch up these glitches and make this not as exploitable, so we're just going to take this completely out from the CP for the CP trees and put a whole new thing that could probably be less exploitable, but knowing them, probably the same old. This just makes it, these 3 sets could be only activate its like buffs and things like that, its effects in combat. So really no nerf or anything like that. A few changes to these. They're not entirely like huge or anything like that. This also had a little bit of a change, not anything new. I mean, not anything big or anything like that. Honestly, all these changes are kind of whatever, to be honest. This set now only activates on your killing blows rather than shared killing blows. Actually, low-key, this is kind of, in order to help reduce the stacking effectiveness it has in large groups. So you have to get the kill to activate that. Fix the proc on that. Fix Sunsh's bite a little bit. And then you have to kill things a little bit quicker. As soon as it's like 2 seconds down from 5. But that's kind of whatever. But again, that was the end of those patch notes. But what I could say in the future is I hope they look a little bit more into that max health and the pots a little bit more. But other than that, completely okay with it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're new to my channel, like, comment, subscribe. You know what it is. And I hope y'all have a great day. I was going to give y'all a kiss, but y'all thought